Today I want to mention the assessments ESA or DLL claimants are put through by a French company called ATOS. Some may ask for a home assessment but are turned down or just ignored. Others may come by taxi at the expense of ATOS. This in itself is a problem for them, as they prefer to say that the claimant can walk or use a bus or train. This helps them say that they can manage getting about. When you get to your local interrogation centre, this may only be the start of the problems a claimant will encounter. There may only be steps to enter the building, or if a ramp, then the interrogation rooms may not be on the ground floor. The claimant may then be told by a security guard they cannot use the lift, if they have one, on health and safety grounds. At this point, the claimant, in my opinion, or the person with them, should make a note of the guard's name and the company he works for. The security guard may offer to inform ATOS you have arrived. Accept this offer. If the security guard says you have to go up and cannot use a lift, ask if he will go back and ask them to inform DWP that they have turned you away unseen, and return with a copy of their written acknowledgement of this on headed paper signed by someone in authority. If all is well and you can access the interrogation centre, and the first thing the claimant may notice is that the receptionist is behind a protective screen, and you have to slide your letter under this protection screen, you won't get it back. So make a copy of it before you go, if you think you may need it later. They will ask photo ID to prove that it is the claimant named on the form that has attended. I didn't show any. At my last interrogation, they just give me a form to sign. I have it that ATOS keep security video for 28 days, so if you want a copy of you in the interrogation centre, then it would be wise to make that request very quickly, the day of the interrogation, so any video could be used by you to show how you were in the interrogation centre. Then again, ATOS could be using this if it is to their benefit, and then deleting it if it isn't. In the interrogation room, the HP healthcare professional will ask questions, possibly starting with how the claimant got there, following with wanting a list of medical conditions. Now, if you have a rare condition, that could have conditions from mild to very severe. It just depends on a case-by-case basis. Try asking a question when mentioning a disability, something like, what do you know about this condition? They are likely to say they will answer questions at the end. Try and avoid questions that they can answer with a yes or no. Questions like, do you know about this illness? Of course they know. They may have just looked it up on Google and picked out a point or two to decide a predetermined outcome to the interrogation. Claimants will be asked various questions about their daily life. If you give the healthcare professional time I guarantee they will give a prompt to answer positively in that the claimant can do, rather than what the claimant cannot do. I believe there is no law to stop a claimant or the companion from having a copy of the ESA 50 or DLA form that's been filled in, and all the answers they gave on that form, and repeating what is on that form word for word, as the questions the healthcare professional is asking should be related to what answers are on that form. After the healthcare professional has asked all their predetermined questions, then you should be able to ask some of your own. If someone has been watching the healthcare professional closely, you may notice that they score the claimant by awarding points. Just look for their fingers going to either the numbered part of the keyboard on the right, or more likely the numbers below F1 to F8. Try asking a question like, what work, in your opinion, do you think I am able to do? Or, what points did you score me when filling in your report? This is for the very brave only, especially if you're sure they put in, they did the scoring while filling in the report. If the healthcare professional says they haven't scored the report, this could be followed up with, so as reports are scored by both the healthcare professional and the decision maker, is that what you will do after I have left? You should also ask any questions that the healthcare professional stopped you from asking, by saying they would answer them at the end. The way to remember this would be to make a note of them on a sheet of paper and ask them at the end. Do not let them get away with bully boy tactics.